Who's the next contestant on?
Brain drain. Oh, wait.
Who's the next contestant? What do we got from Johnny?
What are you doing?
I'll take what's
Preparing
behind.
myself.
Thick skull number one.
Like, I don't.
What's his name?
For
What's the guy's name?
Edward Nigma.
No, the other guy. Is it Bill or Jim or Fred?
The holidays.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't remember the...
I don't either. Go on, Jeff. Got
Gosh.
this. Yeah, when he's like, you know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I have absolutely no idea.
Well,
I feel left out.
you're not left out.
I am left out because I
You're
don't
not-
Watch it. You want
You're
to watch
not
it?
left out. If you knew,
I probably watched it so long ago that I've forgotten.
No.
if you only knew.
If I
You can
only
watch
knew.
it
only-
now. I own
I don't-
it.
Do you,
What
hey,
is it?
what's
I don't even
what's
know what it
this?
is.
What is this? If you only knew what it's like to be a kid, you're always reminded what your parents did. Son.
Yeah.
And then, if you only knew what it's like to be a teen, some and be so mean.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
I don't know. I know, but I don't know.
You've heard that?
Yes.
It was probably on some like Christian rap. Like
Either that or was it on like,
I think it was one of those like family made, or like for the family made TV things. You know how
Yeah.
what was it called?
Sounds like a commercial to me.
yeah.
Well, I know it was something biblical, like Christian.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it might have been, you know how Focus on the Family did like,
Yeah. Like
what's it
the-
called? Wits End, or what was that
was
thing
it
Yeah,
called?
called?
well, it was called Wits. Well, they lived in Wits End. But,
It was called.
Adventures in Odyssey.
Adventures in
yeah.
Odyssey.
Yeah.
That might be from that.
I don't think it was. I remember
It was
seeing
something
these
like that, though.
these 90s kids like sitting in their living room like, like you can't only mind what your parents did. I got one little fight in my mind. I don't know why it makes me go.
No,
Yeah.
it totally does.
Things that come from the recesses of your mind.
That's right.
Yeah. There was one time, remember that time when you called me and you were like, all right, I'm going to sing this and you got to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but you sang it and I
really
knew
don't,
exactly.
I really don't like that you don't remember what it was, because
You don't either.
I don't either.
It was like, I can't remember. You were like, why is this stuck in my head? And you were like, do, 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 whatever the.
Yeah. Oh no, it's right there. It's right there.
Here it is. I just found it.
Oh,
Okay.
how to get it back in his head again.
You said, why do I feel.
Wait, I can't.
Why do I feel like like we said the name Hiawatha a lot when we were kids? I said it was a cartoon. You said, WTF, do you mean it was a cartoon? And I sent pictures and I said, I feel like we did because we watched the cartoons.
Yeah.
And then you said, probably, why do I keep wanting to sing?
There's a hole in my bucket."
It's an Hiawatha. And I said, this is probably why, just the wrong lyrics. We probably thought it was Hiawatha.
Nehemiah or something,
It
right?
was, there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza,
Dear
Liza.
But I feel like when we were young, we said Hiawatha all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
All I did was search the word remember. And that's what came up.
That's
funny.
Anyway.
Funny.
Yes.
Okay, let's do an
Okay.
episode of My Mama Done Told Me. What do you
Alrighty.
say?
I
I
say we
say
should.
let's do it.
Welcome, strangers, to My Mama Done Told Me. My name is Jeff. I'm here with my mom and my
Yeah.
sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, y'all.
Hey.
What's up?
The holidays are about celebrating. Right? All holidays are about celebrating something, aren't they?
Yeah.
They this thing here that I'm reading says The holidays are all about celebrating the values that bring us together in life, such as our friends and family. There's also a lot of different things that holidays are for, right? So today, we're going to talk, Obel. If you could make up a holiday, now, we're not going to say that this holiday doesn't already exist because there's a
Right.
lot of made up holidays that are out there. You can go to those like holiday calendar things and
There's something every day.
There's something every
Chocolate
day.
chip
National Feral
Day.
Cat Day.
Exactly.
National
So
Black Cat Day.
we're going to pretend like we don't know any of those because we don't. And we're going to make up ones that we like.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
like
going
it.
to talk about what
Bell.
we would celebrate and why.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Let's do
So
it.
while you guys are thinking, this says
I already
these
thought.
these important connections can bring us unity through togetherness, generosity, and gratitude. Holidays
My
during the
gosh.
fall and winter months are ways for us to gather with those we love and care about, and blah 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 blah. Let's forget all that and make
We're
up our
forgetting
own
all
holidays.
that for mine.
Okay. Do you want to start, Lauren?
I can.
You go, Lauren.
You go, girl.
Oh my gosh. You
Okay,
do
so
go, girl.
my holiday that I would implement is a day where you have the entire day off. And
I have questions already.
yeah. Okay.
So when you say you have the entire day
Everyone
off,
does.
how's that possible?
Everybody does.
That means
Everybody
you
has
just
the
have to
day
stay
off.
home and do absolutely nothing and go nowhere.
Policeman's and everything?
Yeah, they can't work.
Hopsitals?
Hospitals, I forgot about
Police.
people that actually
Police
have
can't
jobs
work.
that
That's what I
matter.
said. Policeman's?
Nurses, doctors.
Nurses?
I said hopsitals.
Hospitals.
Yeah.
All right, fine. It'll be like Christmas. Most of the people have the day off.
And if you don't, you get time and you get
Yeah,
double
you
time.
you get paid more and you get a different day off later in the week.
Okay.
Wow.
You've answered my questions.
Okay.
Continue.
All right, so it's a national holiday. Everybody, it's like Christmas. Everybody gets the day off.
Okay.
Unless you're, what do they call that?
Essential employee.
Yes, an essential employee.
Or a
I
first
can't say
responder.
that. Yeah, there you go. But anyways, my holiday would be to celebrate. Stop. You're so dumb.
You look like my Uncle Dick. You do that.
Next time you do anything, I'm gonna say you look like my Uncle Dick.
You look like Uncle Dick. If you put uncle in front of it, I don't have to bleep it.
God.
I don't even know you had an Uncle Dick.
Neither.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
There's a lot of Richards in our family.
Yeah, there-
His name was Richard.
Lots of Richards. Okay. Okay. Anyways, my holiday would be to celebrate solitude and quiet and reading. And I think that everybody gets they get to buy themselves a nice blanket or quilt or something of that sort and a new book. And all you do all day on your day off is eat comforting foods and
Dips.
or soups or
Cheese
whatever
balls.
you want.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably what I would do. I would probably do, the night before, cut up some cheese and some summer sausage, have some crackers,
Popcorn.
Have I ever told
some
you how much?
M&Ms.
Have I ever told you how much I hate
Why do you think I do it?
descriptions of food?
Some really gooey cheese.
Maybe some cheese dips, some tortillas.
Tortilla.
Yeah. But anyways, basically what it is you're self-contained in your home and you relax all day and you don't have to get up at a certain time. It's like a comfort holiday.
Do you have a name for this holiday? Do you have a name for this holiday? I was just checking my own levels, so that's why I
Oh.
repeated it.
Okay.
Do you have a name for this holiday?
I don't.
Let's come up with one.
Okay. How about
Bookie blanket day.
I don't like that. I don't
Okay.
like bookie. Sounds like
So what's it celebrating?
it's celebrating. I don't know.
You can't say like self-care because
No.
you're specifically going for
Quiet and
like
like
being by yourself and being quiet and reading a book. And
right.
What if I don't like to read? Do I have to celebrate this holiday?
Not everybody celebrates Christmas in the same way.
But you still get the day
But you
off.
still get the
Yeah.
day off, right?
And you probably still spend it with family. Some people do, anyways. Or like people that you,
Want to be around.
yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I think maybe if you don't like to read or something, maybe you just watch like a really cool Netflix limited series all day.
Okay. So what's this holiday called? What's it celebrating?
I think it's celebrating.
What's it celebrating?
Shh. I don't know yet. I haven't thought this far ahead.
Okay.
Maybe it's celebrating like I don't know.
Inflection.
Maybe
Inflection day.
inflection. Introspection day.
Introspection day. There you go.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because then it could be any kind of introspection. If they want to be introspected by playing video games all day, that would
Sure.
be
Or
okay.
Or just
Or if
like,
they
I don't
wanna
even
be
know if that's
introspective.
introspection though.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's just
It's not.
like cozy day. Have a cozy day. I like
Cozy
cozy,
day's
day.
Oh,
good.
cozy's
So
good.
you, and you know, I think it's in April. So that maybe there's a chance that it might be kind of rainy.
Okay, yeah, but it's
know?
not like cold necessarily.
No, it's not cold. It's just kind of maybe there's a thunderstorm or something.
Overcast.
Yeah.
Is this a holiday that we can call on the fly? Is there like
I wish
Can, like-
that
can,
was
like,
my
the-
first thought was to like have it be like the first thunderstormy day in April. You know what I
And
mean?
maybe it wouldn't even have to be everybody takes the same day. Maybe you just say, I want my cozy,
Cozy
day.
day.
Yeah, you can pick it yourself.
Whenever you want, you
it's
can
like a
pick it.
floating holiday?
And then all of the
Yes.
essential people could do that because you
I
just have to
love
say, okay, as
that.
long as your job is covered, then, you know,
yeah.
you can have
I
your
love
cozy
that.
day.
Yeah, because my first thought was like, you know, it would be celebrating how nice it is to not have to go anywhere and to be able to like curl up with a good book while it's storming outside and to not have to leave or anything. But I thought that'd be hard because there's not one day that it's gonna rain every single year. So maybe if it's a holiday that can be like a floating holiday that you can take whenever, then you can take it like, you know,
Yeah.
when, you know how like I think it was last night. We woke up and it was like thundering and raining really hard, and I was like, "Gosh, if I could just
Cozy
not
day.
have to get up
yeah.
today,
Right.
it would be so great." But
Yeah.
I had to, and
your
so that's
cozy
what
day.
I was thinking. Like, if I could take,
could
a, cozy
take a cozy
day
day.
today,
Yeah, I like that. I like
I think
cozy
we
day.
should have like 5 throughout the year.
Well, at least a couple.
the quarterly cozy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have like one cozy day a month,
Once every 3 months.
yeah, there we go. Quarterly,
times a
yeah.
year. That'd be
Quarterly.
nice.
All right,
One for
yeah.
each season if you wanted to choose them that way.
seasonal cozy
Yeah.
days.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
And if you're somebody that deals with like seasonal depression, you can use all yours in the winter if you want. You can use all 4 of them.
Yeah, you could. I think I would spread mine out, even
I
though
would
I do
too.
have a little bit
I would
of
want to
seasonal
spread mine
depression,
out, but
I
I'm
think.
retired, so every day's a cozy day.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yay!
But yes,
Pretty
so
much.
cozy day is mine.
I like
All
it.
right.
Thank you for your help.
I'm a fan.
welcome.
I'm a fan of cozy day.
I like it. I like it too. And I like just to celebrating being comfortable
Yeah.
and
Yep.
staying inside when it's wet out.
And no pressure.
Yeah.
No outside
Yeah.
pressure.
Oh, that's something else we should talk about. It should be like a regulated or a national like mandate almost that when someone's celebrating cozy day, it's like a protected. It's almost like a like religious protection or something like that. Like you have to leave them alone
Right. You can't be texting them,
Right.
calling them all
They
day.
can text you, but
if
you
they
can't
want.
text
Yeah.
them.
Right. And you have like somehow it's just expected. Like if I say I can put my away message up that says I'm having cozy day, and that means you need, you kind of respect on Christmas. You don't call someone with something stupid, right?
Right.
Because it's sort of understood. Like you're spending time with your
This
family.
is a
right?
family day.
Right.
Yeah.
But you
If
could
I-
sneak up on the porch and put some hot chocolate packets and some other stuff that they
Sure.
might
That
like
would
if I
be
ring the doorbell and run
fun.
away.
Yeah.
Kind of like
You
May
could-
Day.
Yeah, kind of like May Day, but it's
Yeah.
cozy day.
But
Day
I'm not
stuff.
a big fan of like people just showing up.
No, I
So-
don't mean to see them. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
leave it on the porch.
True. Yeah.
Ding
like
dong
May
bitch
Day.
it.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like cozy day.
I like it too. And I think that we should maybe should write something up and send it to the president or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Good
I'm
luck.
gonna elect you for president, and that'll be your first.
there you go. That's
your
my
first
first-
executive
Then we will
order.
have one every week.
And then
It'll be weekly cozy days.
and then when it gets too stressful, I'm gonna quit. It'll be
Yeah.
great.
The President Lauren Kolaski is taking her 17th cozy day for.
in a row.
Yeah. I get unlimited cozy days.
Yeah.
Hopefully my vice president's good.
One of the perks of being prez.
Yeah.
All right, Ma.
No, I don't want to go next
Why?
because I took it seriously.
Well, that's okay.
I know, but okay.
Go.
Do I have to go next?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
All right, I'll go next.
You don't have to. Okay, I'll go next.
Okay, you can go next.
Excuse me.
Okay,
Sorry.
I laughed at your
Excuse me.
your holiday at first because it started off very similar to mine.
Oh, really?
Oh, funny.
Okay.
Yeah. So mine is called Noise Pollution Day. And I want a day. I don't like listening to her drink that in the microphone.
Well, you guys burp and do everything
I know.
else.
I don't like that either.
So,
But
well,
just
I'm
saying.
sorry. I won't do it again.
Yes, you can drink. I don't care. I was just commenting to be a bated.
A buttocks.
A buttocks, yeah. Noise Pollution Day is a day, one day a year, where there's absolute silence. The entire 24 hours is required.
This makes me
Couldn't
happy.
do it.
You have to.
No, I
It's-
couldn't.
It's a national holiday. You have to. For one day, it is required that we don't make any noise. And I mean like noise, like this day, I don't know for sure what
Define
month it is.
noise.
You have to make as little noise as possible. You can't drive your car. If you have to go somewhere, you have
What about
you have to walk or ride
The
your bike.
police.
You make noise when you walk.
Well, that's what I'm saying, as little as possible. Why are you getting upset with me about
because
this?
this
is my
crazy.
stupid holiday.
Okay.
I just want this.
I took it seriously. I have a serious holiday.
Well, this could be serious.
Okay.
She's very upset.
Yeah, I
with me.
know. I
don't
noticed
understand
that. I don't either.
I don't understand how you could not make noise all day. You have to flush the toilet. That makes
Mom,
noise.
I'm not talking about like making zero noise. I'm saying
You
about
said.
why are you getting mad at me? I don't understand.
I don't either.
I just
mad.
saying you don't talk. You're not doing things that are like purposefully loud, right? So we're not taking our cars. We're not flying like all airplanes.
No
ha-
beatboxing.
There's none of that. You're not riding around your car with music on, and I just think it would be nice to have a day where you could almost guarantee that, and yes, realistically, it would be hard to ever make that
Right.
happen. I know that. I'm just saying, what would I like to celebrate? The joy of silence, human silence. I mean,
Right.
we can't tell birds they can't chirp, right? But to know that if I go outside, I'm not going to hear traffic. I'm not going to hear
Lawnmowers.
Yeah.
lawnmowers. It's likely I'm not, I mean, I know it would be obviously hard to keep like little children quiet and things like that, but you're not going to, there's going to be at least an attempt to keep the kids inside or you're not.
I wonder what impact that would have. I mean,
I wonder too.
I wonder what the impact
Well-
would be, though. Like, if you can't have the steel mill working that makes a lot of noise, and the railroads going,
Right.
and the airplanes going, what would that do to commerce, and what would that do? I
Yeah,
mean,
one day
honestly,
of-
in a realistic way, what kind of effect, even for one day, would that
Right.
have
Right.
And if
on
but
the
if
world
every,
or the
right.
country?
But if every company knew this day, like, I don't know, maybe in some fantastical world, the world needed a day to regenerate with
just-
silence. So we as a human race decided we're going to celebrate Noise Pollution Day and give our earth a chance to
Just
be quiet.
this actually crossed my mind. I wrote it down in my notes.
Yeah.
A silent day.
Right.
Because you think about it, there are silent retreats where you go and you just don't talk, you meditate and read and do whatever, but you don't talk. And that sounds great to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it for very
Not all
long
the
because
time,
we're obviously
but just
we're,
like if you went for a day and just didn't.
I think it's just an indication to me.
that you talk too much, Jeff.
No, how,
that might be
how
true.
busy the world is, and how
Yeah.
how stressful.
Yep.
I'm not in the work world anymore, and I may feel that more if I still was.
Sure.
Because even from the time that I retired till now, things are more hectic. The wheels are turning faster. It's going. Everything's quicker and more and more and more. That I think that's both you guys coming up with that is
Right.
just a reflection of how much and too much is going on,
Right.
and your desire to slow it down. I think is. I like the idea that you want to slow it down. I mean, and it's that you recognize that it can be too much.
Yeah. And I think on Noise Pollution Day, it's kind of known that for the most part, you're off work. It's a day off of the normal grind as best as possible because you can't get to work if you're driving a car unless you live close enough or whatever. And yeah, there's a lot of work that we can do on a tablet or on a computer, and there's communication and things like that. But in my head, in the perfect holiday, all that's like you had said, you're just reading a book and you're doing your thing.
You turn your phone off.
But I feel like it's also like a silence of the brain. Like
a quieting of the mind.
Yeah,
Right.
it's totally
it's not just we're not talking and
stopping
making
the wheels
noise.
of
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a
everything.
calm.
yeah.
It's like
and I
let-
think that's the same way for kids. Maybe even more for kids
Yeah.
than it is for adults. It's just like there's not just school and home, but then there's social media and there's
yeah.
Yeah.
all the stuff.
The other day I was out pulling weeds in the back, and I was in a little bit of a funk in my head, and I put my like mowing shoes on and I went out there and I didn't have my headphones in. Normally if I'm mowing or doing yard, I'll put headphones in and listen to music or a podcast or something, but this time I didn't. It was just quiet. All I could hear was the rustling of the weeds and the gravel, and I like felt better after a little while. Like there wasn't a bunch of stuff going on around.
Yeah.
I wasn't being inundated with information, and I was able to kind of get out of my funk a little bit better.
Right.
And that's kind of what made me think of this was, I think when I was in the Navy, I dorked around on some like guitar chords and stuff like that just to pass the time and everything. And I wrote a song that was about the world being afraid of silence and understanding that it's ironic that I'm writing a song about
Silence.
silence.
Yeah.
And that the music of one of the lines was the music of the world is much better than our own. And just the sound of, and not to sound like Simon and Garfunkel, the sound
Yeah, I was
of
thinking the same.
silence. but
Immediately came to my head.
right.
Yeah.
But knowing you don't always have to be talking, you don't always have to be listening to something. It's okay
To have that
be-
space.
yeah. But also, has anyone ever been in absolute silence? Like complete and absolute silence?
I don't think I can because I have tinnitus.
So do I.
I don't, but
But even so,
Yeah.
I haven't. Most people haven't.
I don't know how, like,
What in what situation
Yeah.
would you
It
ever?
would be ragingly loud silence.
It is.
Yeah.
That's,
Yes.
So what I've heard is they have those rooms that are super sound dampening where if you go in this room, people can only stay in it for like 30 seconds to a minute. I don't know the time frame, but it's a very short time frame because you start to hear your ears acclimate to the silence. And then you start to hear your blood rushing through your body and your heartbeat.
pumping.
And,
Yep.
that
and
sounds
you
terrifying.
kind of start to lose some sense of reality. I don't think I want that.
No.
I like the
No.
white noise. I like the
You
sound
want-
of outside. I want to sit. If
You
I'm,
want controlled silence.
Right.
Where it's like,
yeah, where I can hear the wind in the mountains, or I can hear the ocean,
Right.
or whatever. Those are sounds that I still consider part of silence.
well, and I think it's kind of like, Jeff, I remember you telling me when you were on the ship that you went outside and you could see the stars, the beautiful stars in the sky at night. And we can't see that here because it's blinded. We're blinded by all the surrounding other light that
Light
reflects
pollution.
off. It's
Yeah.
light pollution.
Yep.
Well, sound pollution, I think, is the same way.
Agreed.
And I think you almost have to go into the country somewhere to get away from it, just like you can go into the country to see the stars and really enjoy them. To enjoy the silence, you have to get out. And you said you'd still hear the kids. I think it would be so almost impossible to be in a city and be able to have a silence day.
Right.
I don't know that it could be even possible.
Right.
But I understand where you're coming from now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, can you imagine though, walking outside in New York City and not hearing any cars?
Well, I think it was
Not
close to
hearing-
that probably on 9/11.
Probably.
I mean, maybe not in New York City because of everything that was going on
Right.
there, but I know it was that way here
Right.
in Omaha because it was like we went
Planes
outside
were
and there was like
grounded and
nothing,
right.
no cars, everybody was home.
Yep.
It was dead silence outside.
It's eerie.
It was
especially
very eerie.
especially when you know the reason why.
Right.
If you knew it was because people were taking time to enjoy themselves, and
Yeah, it
you
wouldn't
know
be
there'd
quite as
be
creepy.
Yeah.
you know there'd be the beating little kids that go out and
Scream
shoot
or-
fireworks off
yeah.
or something like that, and that would
Honking the
Rebellion.
horns or
yeah.
something.
But anyway, that's kind of my thought. For
I think that if, like, because I did like this sensory deprivation thing, like the float tank or
Yeah.
whatever. I think if there was somewhere I could go to experience absolute silence for as long as I could, I think I would.
I would try it.
I would like to try that because there's something about it that's almost like
I just take my hearing aids out.
there's something about it though that's kind of like for lack of better way of like explaining it, is kind of like it would almost like I would look at it almost like some kind of a shamanic ceremony or something where like a sweat lodge or like a
Cleansing almost.
yeah, where
Yeah.
it's like almost an experience that is like transformational or like
Yeah.
I don't know what word I'm trying to think of, but I think it would be maybe even a spiritual
Sure.
experience or metaphysical experience of some sort. I don't know. It seems like it would be some kind like if
Well,
you
it
were
does
in
feel like-
meditation in complete silence,
Right.
like what kind of weird hallucinations would you have? Would it be like
Yeah.
I think it
an
would be-
ayahuasca ceremony?
Right.
You know what I mean? It might.
Yeah.
I think it would be something like that.
Yeah.
Because it would just be like you were talking about how you get super sensitive, you're adjusted to it, and all of a sudden you hear dust rolling. You know, you can hear things you would never hear before, and that would be very weird.
It would be
It would take
really
some,
weird.
some
but
getting used to, I think,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting too because to take this to a deep place.
who would have thought?
when the
Yeah.
when the earth was created or came into existence or whatever, however you want to believe that happened, at that time, no matter what you believe, there wasn't millions of cars and millions and billions of people and airplanes and factories and trains and, you know, that stuff didn't exist at that time. All it was nature. And
So there was the rush of the wind and the sound of the waves and the,
Right.
you know,
All
that
the
kinda-
Pocahontas things.
right. And how
That song, whatever that song is.
all the Hiawatha things.
on the Hiawatha thing.
No, I meant the song from Pocahontas, The Colors of the Wind or
Yeah.
whatever.
I know, but it reminded me of Hiawatha.
But I guess my point is that was kind of the intention, whatever that intention was of. So if you could take out all the stuff that didn't come with the original version of Earth,
That would be beautiful.
None of the
it
add-ons.
would be.
That
it
would
would
be
None of the expansion packs.
right. Right. The downloadable content.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, Mom, I want to know about your
well, I feel
National Quilters Day.
No.
no, they already
It's going to
have
have
one of
something to do
those.
with animals.
It does, of course it does.
I knew it.
But I took it more seriously. Like if I was really seriously wanted to have a day that would celebrate something, I would call it Puppy Mill Mama and Papa's Day.
Okay.
And it would be, and what that would be, it would be celebrating. I have nothing against breeders, but I want responsible breeding is so important to me, and puppy mills really make me mad.
Yeah.
So
As they should.
Yeah.
They
should, yeah.
And I don't think people even have any idea how
awful it
how
is.
much there and how much there is. But this day would celebrate the fact that there are enforceable laws, strong enforced laws regarding the regulations in breeding animals, cats, dogs, whatever is bred, and because there are kitten mills as well, just not as many. So many animals, estimated number in the United States is 139,000 estimated number of female dogs that are kept for breeding purposes only in the United States.
That's a lot.
And that's all they do. They keep them in a pen and breed them. I mean, and I have all these statistics from the Humane Society, and it's really sad. And I would just like to have a day. And what we would do on that day is everybody would have to. I don't know. I didn't really think this through much, but I would like to think that everybody would donate money to veterinarians that would in turn spay and neuter animals, whether they were.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it would be like, okay, we're gonna make a donation, whether it's $5 or $1. If everybody had to make a donation, even if they donated $1 in the United States, there would be enough to spay and neuter a lot of animals.
Yeah.
And the key thing for my holiday would be that the
Awareness.
regulations would be
yeah.
enforced and regulated, because right now there's over 10,000 puppy mills in the United States, and only 2,500 of those are licensed by the USDA. But the USDA doesn't regulate them anyway. They don't
Right.
inspect
Right.
them. They don't. Yeah,
So as long as they tell them a good story, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And true awareness could go a long way. And if it were like a national holiday and you had
Parades or
Right, that were
or like
showing how bad this could be
Right,
and how cruel it is, and give your annual $1 or more to
or
this.
people could do like the JDRF walk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you would have a walk
Right.
for it where,
Right.
people would pledge money and
and you bring your dogs and cats on the walk with you.
Right.
And they do, so much of that is already done for rescue animals, particularly,
Sure.
that's all
Yeah.
done. But I really want to crack down on those mills and get rid of them because they're terrible.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're awful.
Very, very cruel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I like Puppy Mill Mommy and Poppy Day or
Puppy
whatever.
Mill Mamas and Papa Day. Mamas and Papas. The Mamas and the Papas.
Mamas and
Because
Papa Day.
There's also boys. I mean, they
Yeah.
keep the guys as well as they keep the women. So,
Studs.
yeah.
Ugh,
Yuck.
gross.
Yeah.
Well,
That's my holiday.
what month?
Yeah, when is it?
Let's see. February, because that's
February
my birthday. and that's
26th.
Okay.
my birthday's in February, and it's Valentine's Day, and so it would be kind of a, a heart thing.
It's a short month, Mom.
Yeah,
It is
it's
a
okay.
short month, and there's already Valentine's Day, and it's cold, and it's always snowy.
Well, there's always something Oh, that's true. So if we're going to do a walk, let's do it in June.
Okay.
June's
Not
good.
too hot, not too cold.
Then
That's good.
Then it's
Let's do it in
in
June.
Father's Day, so you could call it Mamas and
Papas.
The mamas and papas.
I don't know.
There is. See, there's always holidays that
I
are
know.
going to conflict, but that's okay.
It's all right. It's probably more important than the
Yeah.
ones we have anyway.
Yeah. So each
Depending
year,
on who you ask.
just one more statistic I want to share with you.
Okay.
Estimated number of puppies produced by the USDA licensed facilities each year, which, again, only about a fourth of the existing mills are even regulated by them or licensed by them, is 1,300,000.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, we don't
Nobody
need that
needs
many
that many dogs.
golden doodles. We don't need that many anything.
Well,
You know, I
especially
mean,
when our humane societies are so packed.
Are
up. They
bursting at the
dogs.
seams
and
with
you
strays.
can
People
find if you go to
have-
shelters and humane societies have 25% of their animals, around 25%. They say are pedigree, are full bred animals.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
what I
can,
mean.
if you
People
want to
that
look
get
for a
them and
collie,
can't
you
take
can
care of
find
them.
them. And there's beagle rescues and there's retriever rescues. And if you want a purebred dog, you can find them without going to a breeder. So anyway, whoever's listening out there, please don't use a breeder. If you do,
Rescue.
be very, very, very careful and know
Do your
know who you're
research.
dealing with. Do your research. Meet
Go
the mama.
see it.
Yeah,
Yes.
ask to see the parents.
Meet the mama in her home,
Right.
and before you do that,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so we've got Cozy Day.
We got cozy
Happy
day.
Cozy
man. I
Day,
can't
everyone.
Wait for cozy day.
Happy Cozy Day.
Happy Noise Pollution Day and Happy Puppy Mill Mama and Papa Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to know from our listeners if you could have a holiday of your own and you could make it up and whatever you want it to be, what would it celebrate? Why do you choose that? And when would it be? And tell us all about your holiday.
Yeah, we want to know.
We want to know. And we'll celebrate right along with you.
Yep.
Depending on what it is.
Good point. Yeah.
Be careful. don't
National
paint
Pull
yourself.
Your Toenails Out Day. Get to work.
National Eat Nothing All Day Day. I don't want that either.
No. Okay. Well, until next time, we hope you keep your minds open and be kind to each other. This has been My Mama Done Told Me. I doing things backwards again.
Yes, you are.
If you want to tell us about your holiday or anything else, you should email us at
My mama done told me podcast at gmail.com.
there. Or you can get onto our social medias and check us out. Look at our reels and our posts and our pictures and whatever else we have on there. You can find our social medias in the
Shoy noise.
show notes.
I said it. I said it right.
All right. Well, love you all.
Love you. Bye. What's it called? You know, that one where all the white people go crazy. You know,
Where the white people go crazy.
yeah, at the baseball games and in the bars.
Oh, I hate that.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sweet Caroline.
Yes, Sweet
What's it-
Caroline.
That's
Hey,
Boston
I don't
Red
like
Sox.
it either.
the worst.
I really don't like
You
it.
also
That's what I
don't
thought
like
you were doing.
Elvira. Boom, chuckaloo.
Yeah, I don't
chuckaloo,
like that
chuckaloo.
either.
Oh, wow, wow.
Bow, wow, wow.
It's the worst.
Wow. Let me get my show notes.
Get him. You didn't turn on the lights.
Mother.
Do you want me to get that? I think I could get
No,
that.
it's okay. I think our lighting looks fine
Okay.
for today. So.
Okay.